now you hear the real story.
I'm going to call September 12, 2016, Penn Trafford School Director meeting order the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Sparse tonight.
Oh, roll call. Mrs. Issing.
Here.
Mr. Kachasik.
Here.
Dr. Koscheck.
Here.
Mr. Leonard. Is absent. Mr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Mr. Nemec.
Here.
Mr. Petrucci.
Here.
Mr. Stovar. Absent. Dr. Trey.
Here.
Study's here. Oh, I'm
He's in the
sorry.
bathroom.
Who's that?
See,
Mark.
I thought-
No, Marty's not
I
coming.
thought Marty was not coming.
No, he's not coming.
His daughter is playing tonight in the soccer.
We still have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Entertain a motion to approve minutes for August 8th, 2016 be approved as presented.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik, second by Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Information, Dr. Ayers.
Thank you. The only thing I have tonight is our student representative, Trent.
Did that guy sign
Thank
in?
you. So first, I'm sorry for not being here. I'm here now, but we'll discuss that in a second. Also, Mr. Vinton told me to remind you all to direct the speakers to this podium so that they can hear them on the video feed, just going through the videos. Firstly, I am doing the new college and work release program, and I happen to have class on Monday nights at the same time as this meeting. So from now until the end of the semester, I'll be sending you an email with my report, and then come December, I won't be having any classes, and I'll be here in person. So thank you for first implementing that program. It's awesome. I'm getting college credit and I get to leave school early and come in late, which is great. And
Which course are you taking, Trent?
I'm taking an introductory course to chemistry, and I get 3 college credits, and I'm taking it at the Bushy Run campus for WCCC.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it's really cool. And it has a lab too, which is nice. So next I have homecoming. And the homecoming theme this year is movie. The parade is going to be the same. It's just going from the municipal fields to the field and to Hoyer Stadium. I'm sorry. And it sounds like everyone is pretty excited. We have the crowns ordered. I think it was Mr. Kachasik that asked me to get a gauge on the cafeteria and some of the new renovations. So far, the cafeteria feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. I made sure to talk to people of all grades, freshmen to seniors, and it's consistent across the board that the food is way higher quality and that they don't mind spending the extra $1 or so to get it, partly because it's their parents' money. So, but they don't mind. The line also seems to go faster. I've noticed that the people that buy tend to sit down just slightly after the people that pack. And everyone has said that the lines go pretty smoothly and that they get their food. Other than that, that's all I have for the cafeteria, unless you guys had questions.
Thank you for the feedback.
Good
Yeah,
job.
people seem to really like the pizza, which is cool because they switch out the pizza every day. There's a different kind. They like that. Though I actually got a tour. The Aramark people were gracious enough to take me of a tour and show me what was actually going on. I just have one suggestion, and I don't know if I should make this here to the Aramark people, but it would just be to move the salad bar to a more prominent location. I haven't seen a lot of kids getting salad, and I don't know, I think that's important for people to eat healthy. I'm nowhere to step into someone's life and tell them what to eat, but it'd be cool to put it in a more prominent location. That's all I have.
Trent, are you on the committee for the food service student representative?
I used to be. I don't think I still am. I don't know
If you could pass your ideas on as you've done for us this evening to pass
Yes,
on. Yes,
absolutely, I will.
Since you already have past connection, it would be.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably talk to her tomorrow about it.
Great.
I can just go in and talk to her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. No, I'm off to college.
Good
so-
luck. Yeah.
Enjoy your night.
Thank you. Good luck.
And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Terrace. Okay, now, the next on the agenda is recognition of visitors. The rules are as follows. You must state your name, address, group affiliation, if any. Did I miss something here? Not yet, huh? Okay. Your statement must be limited to 5 minutes in duration. All statements shall be directed to the president, and no participants may address or question a board member individually. I may interrupt your statement if your statement is too lengthy, personally direct, abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. Is there any in the district? We have one person sign in, Andy Rowe. Could you please step up to the podium, please?
Yes, sir.
Give your address and you have 5 minutes, young
Yeah, my
man.
name's Andy Rowe. I live at 4 Sarah Court in town here, Irwin 15642. I just wanted to ask something, and I guess there's no better place to start than right here. I spoke to the, what's the name of the architectural firm that we have employed to do this renovation project? Axis?
Access, yes.
Okay, I spoke to the project architect or construction manager, et cetera. I would just like to find out, can someone tell me, I don't care if no one else has asked, but I am. Whose idea was it to put that monument / new sign at this high in front on Route 130 at the front of the school?
Well, that was a decision that was made collectively with the architect in the district. We, as you know, we have we used to have an island there with the sign.
I know.
We made 3 lanes, and we had a choice of putting the sign to the left or the right of the road. We were going to put it on the right side going out, but there was a steep drop off there, so it would be on tall pillars. And then we also had a electrical issue, so we had to put electric on the left side. If you notice, there's a huge maple tree in the neighbor's yard, so anything you put there is not going to be visible, whether it's 15, 20 feet high or whether it's 5 feet high. So that was the space that was the target.
So who made the decision then? I mean, was it a committee of some sort? I mean, was it one person?
No, it was a decision. I was part of that decision. The
I know
architect
you
was-
were, yeah.
The architect was part of that decision. The high school principal was involved in that. We have a construction meeting that happens every month.
Yeah, they said, somebody from that, the CM said they were gonna be here tonight, but they're not here, obviously. But
They were
that's
here la- they
immaterial.
were here last week.
Yeah, oh, last week.
We had a meeting last meeting.
Oh, you
Actually,
did?
They missed last meeting.
They weren't here last
They
week.
were scheduled to be
They
here
were
last
scheduled here
last
week.
month, but they couldn't be here.
Yeah, okay. That's all I just wanted to know, you know, have you people had any feedback from anybody in the district about that sign?
Yeah, we've taken a lot of feedback on that. Actually, the sign is, the sign is not as visible as we'd like it to be. You know, again, there's limited choices as to where and how that sign would go in. If you would put it any taller, as I said, anybody coming down from the Dairy Queen location, you're not going to see it because there's a huge maple tree there. And actually, the lower it is, it's actually easier to see that sign at a lower elevation than it is at a higher elevation. So some of the discussion we had was whether or not we were going to do an electronic sign or not. And that was some of the feedback that we got. Why did you not have an electronic sign? And one of the reasons that we went against the electronic sign was because, 15 years ago when that sign was installed, we didn't have all the ways of communicating with parents and kids like we do today. We send out emails and text messages, Twitters, websites. We can communicate very easily right now. But so we decided not to. It's been a money pit for us, that sign. We put about $5,000 into it the last 5 years. And the sign itself, we got some estimates. They range anywhere between $13,000 and $25,000 to put a new electronic sign, so we decided against that.
Very good. Thank you very much. I knew I needed to call you, but I figured I'll just come to the meeting and ask.
That's fine.
A lot safer that way. But,
Mr. Rowe, are you coming Friday night for the military night?
oh, may I inquire about that too?
Yes.
Because my 5 minutes are almost up, I think.
You can add it.
Time in there. I was going to ask you, can I bring last year I asked you, can I bring, you mind if I bring a bunch of my Vietnam
Please,
vet buddies?
that's what it's
Bring 'em,
for,
bring 'em,
please.
bring 'em
You
all.
don't even have to RSVP.
I can bring
just
about 60 of them, though.
Bring the whole lot.
Bring them
Bring
up. I have
whoever
plenty of
wants to
food
come.
ready to
I'll tell them
go.
to see you.
Yeah, please do.
Bring whoever wants to come.
Is that this Friday
It's
night?
this Friday night at the Warrior Center. We're gonna start off about 6:30.
Like you did
and
last
then
year,
Just
right?
like last year, then we'll go out to the field, and then we'll come back and watch the game from inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best, and I know I can't make any direct comments. I get. Are you Mr. Brungo?
Yes, sir.
You're our solicitor?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you don't have to serve me. I'm just a peon. But he's a very good teacher. I had him in night school way back around '86. You remember? You don't remember me, I'm sure.
I remember teaching for
Labor relations,
St. Francis, St. Francis College.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the Pittsburgh location.
Yes.
Downtown. And you were very good.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stick around just in case somebody needs me.
Keep us honest.
That's right.
And we need somebody in the audience, Andy.
I know you do.
Okay, thank you, young man. Okay, now the Chair's report. Now entertain a motion for Chair's report for the month of August 2016 in the High School Extracurricular Activity Fund. Report of July 2016 be approved and presented and made part of official minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik, second on motion.
Second.
Second, Mr. Nemec. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. Payment of bills. Entertain a motion to approve the payment of bills of September 2016.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Kachasik, second on motion.
Second.
Second, Ms. Zins. Any question on motion?
Question.
Question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Old business, Dr. Harris.
We don't have any old business.
Okay, executive session. Mr. Brungo.
Yes, executive session was conducted this evening prior to the meeting to discuss matters concerning personnel and a confidential student matter. The board also met to receive information on various items, including basic education funding, the food service funding, bond issue, WIU joint bidding, dual enrollment options, and traffic configuration, but that was information only. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brungo. New business. Athletics extracurricular. Mr. Costo.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do have a few things. Under athletics and extracurricular, move to accept the following resignations effective immediately except where noted. Luke Cortazzo, 9th grade assistant baseball coach. Luke DeWolf, volunteer golf coach. David Flavius, 7th and 8th grade boys assistant soccer coach. Amy Kelly, summer learning camp coordinator and drama guild co-sponsor.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Kachasik, second Mr. Nemec. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve the splitting of the assistant varsity soccer coach position with Chris Bartow
curriculum.
as previously coach, and employing Kelsey Body as co-coach, previously volunteer. They each will receive half of the $3,290 allotment for the position at a salary of $1,645 each.
I would motion by Dr. Costa. Any second on motion?
Second.
So, Mr.
Question.
Mr. Kachasik, any question on motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. That kickoff's important. Go ahead.
And then move to employ the following personnel. New employments contingent upon the receipt of all necessary certifications, documentation, and acceptance of Act 34-151 and 14 waivers from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Employment is effective immediately unless otherwise noted. Lisa Abreu, 9th grade assistant boys basketball coach at a salary of $3,758. John Carlisle, 7th and 8th grade boys assistant soccer coach at a salary of $2,545. Luke Cortazzo, assistant varsity baseball coach at a salary of $3,682. Jen Harberberger, drama guild sponsor spring at a salary of $3,530. Frank LaCava, assistant varsity baseball coach at a salary of $3,682. Matt Lago, assistant varsity wrestling coach at a salary of $2,157.50. Katie Sandella, newspaper sponsor, Penn Middle, effective 8/25/16, a salary of $466. And Kenny Trombetta, assistant varsity wrestling coach, at a salary of $2,157.50.
Motion, Dr. Costa. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
And then lastly, move to approve the following volunteer coach, Brad Broman, volunteer director, fall play, effective immediately.
Motion by Dr. Costo, second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mrs. Zissou. Any question on motion?
Question.
Question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
That'll be all, Mr. President.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Costo. Budget and Finance, Mr. Kachasik.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve the proposed activities and budgets for the 2016-17 school year for the high school and middle school student organizations in accordance with the recommendations of the Auditor General's Office. Budgets and activities were reviewed and recommended by the business manager and filed in the district's business office.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik. Second on motion?
Second.
Second by Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Questions?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to authorize the administration to advertise jointly with the Intermediate Unit Number 7 Joint Purchasing Board to seek bids on the following for the 2017-18 school year, and that the board officers and administration be authorized to execute all necessary documents.
That is the
As
paper.
listed.
Yeah, that's the paper we talked about earlier today.
Okay, motion by Mr. Kachasik. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second, Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve the expenditures for the high school renovation project for the month of August 2016 according to the schedule as listed.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Costo, second by Ms. Zissou. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve the following change orders as listed.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik. Second on motion?
Second.
Second by Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve WIUE Academy Program membership fee of $16,000 for the 2016-17 school year.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik. Second on motion?
Second.
Second by Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to authorize the incurring of non-electoral debt by the issuance of general obligation bonds in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $6 million to be used for district-wide capital improvements.
Motion by Mr. Kachasik. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Nemeth. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Now, that's all I have this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kachasik. Building and Ground Safety, Mr. Leonard, he's not here, but there's nothing on his agenda. Employee Relations, Negotiations, Transportation, Ms. Issing.
Nothing to report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Issing. Food Service, Dr. Trey.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Dr. Trey. Personnel and Curriculum, Mr. Matarazzo.
Move to approve the list of additional substitute teachers and support personnel for the month of September 2016.
I have a motion from Mr. Matarazzo. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
I'd like to move to authorize the administration to continue using parent volunteers for the 2015-16 approved list unless there's a discontinuation of service. Volunteers will be used only with the teacher and/or principal's approval. All volunteers must have Act 34, 151, and 114 clearances on file.
I have a motion from Mr. Matarazzo. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
I'd like to move to accept the following resignation. Susan Kerr, nurse at Harrison Park, effective August 22nd, 2016.
I have a motion from Mr. Matarazzo. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second, Ms. Sissing. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Quick note, Mr. President.
Yes.
Susan will be greatly missed. I wish her the best in the future.
Thank
She
you.
is a very good employee.
Kind words. Thank you.
I'd like to move to approve the following leave request. Lori Donatelli, FMLA leave from 8/22 to 11/14. Denise Doyle, FMLA leave from 11/29 to 2/22/17. Tracy DeLemba, FMLA leave from 1/3/17 to 1/10/17. That's a learning sabbatical from 1/11/17 to end of 2016-17 school year. And then Joan Spihar, intermittent FMLA leave from 9/1/16 to 8/30/17.
A motion, Mr. Matarazzo. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve the following conference request for Glenn Cooper at no cost to the district. NFHA Sports Medicine Advisory Committee meeting in Indianapolis, Indiana, October 8th through the 10th in 2016. The 2016 National Health Science Curriculum Conference in Louisville, Kentucky, which is on October 12th, 2016. And the NATA Mid-Year Meeting in Dallas, Texas, January 27th through the 29th in 2017.
A motion, Mr. Matarazzo. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to approve the following intern placement. The cooperating professional, Dan DiNapoli. The interim is Alexandria Cristoforetti.
Good job.
Be a principal, and the dates are from 8/29/16 through 12/16/16.
A motion, Mr. Matarazza. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Neve. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, you're ready for the next one here. Move to employ the following personnel. New employment is contingent upon the receipt of all necessary certification documentation and the acceptance of Acts 34, 151, and 114 waivers from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Paraprofessionals, effective 8/25/16 at 10:35 an hour. Randy Berger at Trafford Middle, Amy Campbell at the high school, Becky Lingenfeld at the high school, Kathleen Migliorini, Penn Middle, and Amy Worthington at Trafford Elementary. The PCAs effective at 11:35 an hour. Haley Ald, 3.5 hours non-union position at McCullough, and Kristen Bramson at the high school. SLA, Shelby Stock, McCullough, and Harrison Park, effective 8/22/16 at a salary of $28,000 for the school year. Special ed instructional aide, Alexis Sioka. Trafford Schools, effective 8/22/16 at a salary of $28,000 for the school year. Long-term substitute teachers, effective 8/22 at a sub-daily rate. Miles Edmondson at social studies at Penn Middle. Christy Killen, French at Penn Middle and Trafford Middle. Kelly Burko, Spanish at Penn Middle and Trafford Middle. And Ashley Temple, special ed instructional aide at Trafford Schools. Nurse health room technicians, Deborah Momeyer, health room technician at Harrison Park at $18.50 an hour. Michelle Stukas, long-term sub, certified school nurse at $19.30 an hour. And health room technician 4 days per week, beginning 11/15/16 at $19.30 an hour. Lunchroom aide, Marcia Gill, Trafford Schools, effective 8/25/16 to 11/10 an hour.
Motion by Mr. Matarazza. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kachasik. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Okay. I go to the next one,
I just
policy.
said-
Okay, policy and public relations, legislative time.
No, that's all for personnel. Bless you.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Thank you.
that's all for personnel.
Thank you, Mr.
Apologize.
Matarazza. Okay, now, policy, public relations, legislative, continue, Mr. Matarazza.
Thank you, sir. Move to accept and file the minutes of the Superintendent's Information Committee meeting held on Monday, August 1st.
Motion by Mr. Matarazza. Second on motion?
Second.
Second by Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to adopt a resolution authorizing Dr. Harris to use an e-signature for PDE Division of Federal Programs.
Motion, Mr. Matarazza. Second on motion?
Second.
Second, Dr. Costo. Any question on motion?
Question.
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Move to tentatively approve revised board policy number 249, bullying to include cyberbullying and cyber harassment, and a revised form for administrative regulations.
Motion, Mr. Matarazza. Second on motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Neving. A question on motion?
Question.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And that is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Double thanks. Very kind of you. Tax insurance census, Mr. Nemec.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve the request made by the Borough of Manor to exonerate the delinquent taxes and the payment of the 2016 real estate taxes for property recorded in the Office of the Recorder of Deeds in and for Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, as listed. Tax map number Brandywine Plan of Lots 19-01-12-0-052. This parcel of real estate contains stormwater detention facilities for the Woods of Brandywine Plan of Lots. The previous owner failed to pay taxes on the property, and a tax sale has been scheduled for September 12th, 2016.
I have a motion by Mr. Nemec. Any second on motion?
Second.
Second, Mr. Matarazza. Any question on motion?
I have a question.
I'm sorry. Okay.
The question relates to we've been exonerated, they're exonerated from paying us taxes up to this particular time. When there is a sale of this lot, will we recoup any money at all in any way, shape, or form from any other? Could our solicitor tell us about that? Say it sells for $150,000, we're relinquishing maybe they owed us $8 or $10 or $15,000 all along. Will we get anything, any cut out of the sale of this thing when it goes through the tax sale?
If you're exonerating, normally, whenever you have a tax sale, what happens is, if the amount of taxes exceeds the value of the property, then what you're basically doing is you are willing to accept a lesser amount. If the property is sold, you may get a pro rata portion of any of the sale that would go toward your taxes. So you would be getting less than what you're entitled to, but it could be at least something. From that point forward, then you would be entitled to whatever taxes are due on that property from that point forward, unless that property becomes exempt through a proper process. So if in this particular item,
Stormwater.
you're exonerating, it seems as though you're exonerating all of the taxes, and if that's the case, then you would not be receiving anything as a result of the sale. You would only be then receiving money because it's placed back on the top tax rolls moving forward. I'm not familiar with this. I can't get into any more detail than that without having talked to Mr. Lego.
Do you have any suggestions on that motion at this particular time? Is it critical that we pass this at this
Well,
time?
if it's for a tax sale on September 12th, and
Yeah.
if you want to sell to somebody else, they're not going to buy a property that's got a lien on it.
The other,
Some people do, though.
Well,
People buy,
It's
if they
going to
get
be
a
a lot
good.
harder to sell it, and if you want to get future tax revenues, I think it's good to get it off now.
the thing that you've got to remember is that exonerating taxes, the borough and the county have a significantly less amount of taxes due. In other words, the school district has the larger portion of the taxes that may be due on property that's delinquent. If you do not exonerate the taxes.
Sell the property.
If you do not exonerate the taxes, then it may not be purchased at sale.
It won't be sellable then, Jay, if you can't
Yeah.
exonerate.
I don't understand how it is saleable, though, if it's a stormwater detention pond. Usually that's taken over by the township and exonerated anyhow. Because it specifically states that property is used for stormwater detention for the Brandywine plant. I don't know where they'd be selling it. It's
That's right.
confusing to me.
Well, I don't know that that's
That's-
the sole purpose. It says,
Yeah, it could
this
have
parcel of real estate contains stormwater detention facilities for the Woods of Brandywine plan of lots. I don't know anything about the property. I'd have to look into that to see. but-
Maybe a couple, well, no, it's only one lot.
And it
Oh,
was
that
supposed to
says
happen
lots.
today.
It says lots.
Lots, it may be, yeah.
Okay. I see.
I don't think we have enough information myself.
Yeah, but if you want to sell it,
Well,
But who we sell, I mean,
people buy places with liens on it because they're getting a good deal otherwise.
Take a vote, Nick.
Let me
Okay,
say
wait,
this,
wait.
the one thing that you have to understand is that if it does go to tax sale, then the taxes would be compromised, not totally exonerated. And so as a result of the sale, if there was a sale, then you may receive some of the tax or some of the sale amount based on the taxes that are due and owing you, but it's not going to be the full amount.
Oh,
like
I
said.
understand that. Is the township exonerating their taxes? The county?
I don't know if they've
We don't know
done
if
that.
that request has been made, Tony.
Well, yeah.
you would assume they were, Ms. Susan.
Yeah.
You
I
assume
do
that.
know our business
That's
manager
not
is
definite.
our
Yeah.
business
It's not
manager's
definite 'cause it's
not
just a
here,
tax
but
sale.
He did highly recommend.
Yeah.
That's why we
if
put it
this
on
is coming
here.
for our business manager, it's his recommendation.
Yeah, I just wish, if he had been here with a little bit more information.
I understand.
Okay.
That's the borough.
Thank you.
Manor, it's not.
Okay, any more questions?
0.5% of it.
well,
I'll pull the board.
can I just, Mike,
Okay, sure, Scott.
just one last question, Mike. From a recommendation standpoint, with your limited knowledge of this, I mean, is there,
My recommendation would be that if Mr. Lego is making that recommendation for financial purposes, it's in order to get this property back on the tax rolls so that it's productive. As of right now, it's not productive, and the reason why it's up for sheriff's sale is probably because the amount of taxes that are due and owing, and it wouldn't just be taxes, there could also be delinquent payment of utilities and things of that nature, it makes it unattractive to purchase, even in a tax sale. But if the taxes are exonerated, then someone may purchase it and at least then get it back on the tax rolls, and you'd be making money off of it moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Okay, pull the board, Scott. Mr. Weiss.
Mrs. Issing, sorry.
Well, based on the fact that it is Brett's recommendation, I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not 100% comfortable with it.
Mr. Kachasik,
Yes.
Dr. Koschev.
Yes.
Mr. Leonard's absent. Mr. Matarazzo.
Yes?
Mr. Nemec.
Yes.
Mr. Petrucci.
Yes.
Mr. Stovar's absent. Dr. Trey.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Assistant report, Mr. Rungo?
Well, I wanted to take the next 3 or 4 hours to discuss it. No, I'm sorry, no report.
Okay, PTA representative, Mr. Renier's not here. Motion for adjournment. Motion. By Mr. Kachasik, second on the motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nemec. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Go Steelers.